Have you ever been sitting quietly when your cat suddenly jumps onto your lap, looks up at you and begins to purr? Most people smile and think exactly the same thing. My cat is happy. But what if that isn't always true? What if one purr means I love you, another means I'm nervous, and another is your cat's only way of saying I need help? The truth is, purring is one of the most misunderstood behaviours in the animal world. It's easy to assume every purr has the same meaning, because the sound barely changes. But your cat isn't speaking with words, they're speaking through context, body language, and tiny details that most owners never notice. In fact, veterinarians often warn against assuming a purring cat is always a healthy or happy cat. Sometimes a cat purrs because they feel completely safe. Sometimes they purr because they're trying to calm themselves down, and in rare cases, they even purr while they're in pain. By the end of this video, you'll know how to tell the difference. You'll learn why your cat really purrs, what different situations can reveal, and how to recognize the one type of purr that should never be ignored. Because once you understand the language behind your cat's purr, you'll never hear it the same way again. Before we dive into the different reasons cats purr, let's clear up the biggest myth that almost every cat owner believes. Most of us grow up hearing one simple idea: a purring cat is a happy cat. And to be fair, that's often true. When a cat is curled up beside you, needing a soft blanket, closing their eyes, and making that gentle rumbling sound, they're usually feeling relaxed and content. But here's where things become interesting. Imagine two people smiling. One is smiling because they just received wonderful news. The other is smiling because they're nervous during an uncomfortable conversation. The expression looks almost identical, yet the emotions behind it couldn't be more different. A cat's purr works in much the same way. The sound itself tells only part of the story. The rest of the message comes from everything happening around your cat. Where are they? What are they doing? How are they holding their ears? What is their tail doing? Are they eating normally? Are they hiding? Once you begin looking at the whole picture instead of listening to the sound alone, your cat suddenly becomes much easier to understand. Let's start with the reason every cat owner hopes to hear, the happiest kind of purr. Picture this. You've finally finished a long day. You sit down on the couch, and within seconds your cat quietly walks over. They climb into your lap without hesitation, circle once or twice until they find the perfect spot, then settle down against you. A few moments later, you hear it. That soft, steady rumble. Their paws begin gently pressing against your legs, almost as if they're giving you a tiny massage. Their eyes slowly close, and every now and then they look up and give you one of those slow blinks that cat lovers know so well. This is one of the clearest signs that your cat feels completely safe. When cats purr in moments like these, they're experiencing comfort, security, and trust. In the wild, resting deeply is risky. A relaxed animal is vulnerable. That's why a cat only allows themselves to become completely comfortable when they believe their surroundings are safe. If your cat chooses your lap as that safe place, it's a compliment far greater than most owners realize. It means they trust you enough to lower their guard. Many people think food is what creates the strongest relationship with a cat. Food certainly helps, but trust is what transforms a pet into a companion. Every quiet purr on your lap is your cat's way of saying, I don't feel like I need to protect myself right now. That's a powerful form of communication. You'll often notice other signs appearing alongside this happy purr. Their ears stay relaxed and face forward. Their whiskers remain loose instead of pulled tightly backward. Their breathing becomes slow and steady. Their tail rests naturally instead of twitching with tension. Even their muscles become softer as they melt comfortably against you. No single behaviour proves happiness by itself, but when all of these signals appear together with a gentle purr, your cat is telling you something beautiful. I feel completely at peace. Now let's look at another type of purr that many owners hear every single day, without realising it has its own special meaning. Imagine you've been away for several hours. The moment you unlock your front door, You hear tiny footsteps racing across the floor. Before you've even had time to take off your shoes, your cat is already weaving between your legs. Their tail is standing tall like a flag. The tip may even curl slightly into a tiny hook. They brush against your ankles, look up at you, and begin purring almost immediately. This isn't random excitement. It's your cat greeting someone they genuinely wanted to see. Unlike dogs, cats don't usually jump up and down with overwhelming enthusiasm. Their greetings are quieter, more subtle, but no less meaningful. Rubbing against your legs leaves behind scent from special glands around their face and body. In other words, your cat is saying, "You're part of my family." The purring simply adds another layer to that message. It's their gentle way of reconnecting after you've been apart. Some cats will even lead you through the house while continuing to purr, glancing back every few steps to make sure you're following. Others may flop onto the floor in front of you, inviting a few moments of attention before they continue with their day. Every cat has their own personality. Some are incredibly expressive, others are much quieter. But once you learn your own cat's greeting routine, you'll begin recognizing the little rituals they repeat, because they genuinely enjoy your company. And surprisingly, not every greeting purr is about affection alone. Sometimes, your cat has another goal entirely. And that's where one of the smartest and funniest types of purring begins. Imagine you're walking toward the kitchen. Your cat suddenly appears out of nowhere, weaving between your legs with perfect timing. They look up at you, let out a louder, slightly higher-pitched purr, and then glance toward their food bowl. When you don't react, they do it again this time, adding a little meow for extra emphasis. Sound familiar? This isn't the same peaceful purr you hear while they're sleeping on your lap. It's more urgent, more persistent, almost impossible to ignore. Over time, cats become experts at studying human behavior. They quickly learn which sounds get our attention and which ones don't. If every time your cat makes this particular purr you end up filling their food bowl, opening a treat bag, or following them into the kitchen, they'll remember it. Researchers sometimes refer to this as a solicitation purr. It's a clever combination of a normal purr mixed with higher frequency sounds that naturally catch human attention. In other words, your cat isn't just making noise, they're communicating with remarkable precision. But hunger isn't always the reason behind this special purr. Sometimes, your cat simply wants you. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they want to play. Maybe they've been alone for hours and are asking for a little companionship. The easiest way to tell the difference is to watch what happens next. If they walk straight to the food bowl and stare at it, the message is obvious. If they lead you toward the living room, drop a toy at your feet, or settle beside you on the couch, they're asking for something entirely different. This is why understanding context matters so much. The exact same sound can carry completely different meanings, depending on what your cat does before and after they purr. Here's a quick test you can try with your own cat today. The next time you hear that urgent, demanding purr, don't react right away. Just pause for 5 seconds and watch where their eyes go. If their gaze locks onto their food bowl, you've got a hungry cat. But if they look at you, then at a toy, or even at the window, they're asking for something else entirely. This tiny observation trick will help you respond exactly what your cat needs, instead of guessing. But there's another reason cats purr that goes much deeper than food or attention. To understand it, we have to go all the way back to the first days of a kitten's life. When kittens are born, they enter the world completely helpless. Their eyes are closed, their hearing hasn't fully developed. For the first several days, they can't see their mother, and they can't hear her calling. So how do they find safety? Through vibration. A mother cat begins purring while nursing her kittens. Those gentle vibrations help guide them toward warmth, milk, and protection. The kittens, in turn, begin purring back almost immediately. It's one of the earliest forms of communication they ever learn. Long before they understand the world around them, they understand the comforting rhythm of a familiar purr. It's a language built on reassurance rather than words. And although cats grow into independent adults, they never completely lose this instinct. That's why adult cats often purr when they're seeking comfort during stressful moments. Think about the last time your cat experienced something unfamiliar. Perhaps visitors came to your house. Maybe there was a thunderstorm outside. Or perhaps they had to travel in a carrier to the veterinary clinic. Some cats become completely silent in these situations. Others begin purring. At first, this seems confusing. Why would a frightened cat purr? Because purring doesn't only communicate emotions to others, it may also help regulate emotions within the cat itself. Much like people sometimes hum quietly when they're nervous or take slow, deep breaths to calm themselves, cats appear to use purring as a way of creating comfort during stressful situations. It's their version of saying, "I'll be okay." Many owners notice something similar when they're feeling unwell themselves. You stay in bed with a fever, and your cat, who usually spends the afternoon somewhere else, suddenly refuses to leave your side. They curl up close against you. They begin purring. They stay there for hours. Do they truly understand human illness? Scientists are still studying exactly how much cats recognize about our health and emotions. But one thing is clear. Many cats become unusually affectionate when someone they trust isn't feeling their best. Whether they're responding to changes in your scent, your body language, your routine, or simply noticing that you're resting more than usual, their behavior often changes. And that gentle purr seems to become part of the comfort they offer. It's one of the reasons so many cat owners describe their pets as quiet companions during difficult times. Now here's where things become even more fascinating. What if that soothing vibration isn't only emotional? What if it also has physical effects? For decades, researchers have been interested in one unusual detail about cat purring. The vibration falls within a relatively low frequency range, roughly between 25 and 150 Hz. Frequencies in this range have been studied in rehabilitation medicine because they appear to support bone health, soft tissue repair, and muscle recovery. Some researchers believe purring itself may play a small supporting role in how quickly cats recover after accidents or surgery. Even if the healing effects are still being studied, there's another benefit that's much easier to observe. Stress reduction. Spend just a few quiet minutes with a calm, purring cat, and many people notice their own breathing slow down. Their shoulders relax. Their heart rate feels steadier. The simple act of sitting beside a peacefully purring cat can create an almost meditative experience. It's one reason therapy cats are becoming increasingly popular in hospitals, nursing homes, and care facilities around the world. Of course, not every purr is peaceful. Not every purr means your cat feels safe. But not every purr comes from comfort. Sometimes, a cat that sounds calm is actually experiencing fear. That's exactly why purring can sometimes fool even experienced cat owners. Imagine taking your cat to the veterinarian. They sit quietly inside the carrier, making a soft purring sound. Most owners assume they're relaxed because they're not hissing or struggling. In reality, some cats purr in frightening situations as a way to comfort themselves. It's similar to how people might hum quietly, take deep breaths, or fidget when they're anxious. This kind of purr is usually accompanied by other warning signs. Their body may feel tense, their pupils become wide, their ears turn sideways or flatten, and they may crouch low to the ground. The purr hasn't changed much, but the message has. That's why experienced veterinarians never judge a cat's emotional state by purring alone. They always look at the entire picture. Contrary to popular belief, a purring cat isn't always a healthy cat. In fact, some of the sickest cats you'll ever see continue purring throughout their examination. Cats are remarkably good at hiding pain. In the wild, showing weakness makes an animal vulnerable, so cats evolved to mask discomfort whenever possible. One way they may cope is through purring. Imagine your usually playful cat suddenly becomes quiet. They spend more time hiding under the bed. They stop finishing their meals. They move more slowly than usual. Then, when you sit beside them, they begin purring. It's easy to think, they're purring, so they must be okay. But this may actually be your cat trying to comfort themselves while they're in pain. Veterinarians often pay close attention when a cat is purring alongside signs such as loss of appetite, limping, rapid breathing, squinting eyes, or unusual lethargy. In those situations, the purr should never be viewed as reassurance. It should be treated as just one piece of a much larger puzzle. If your cat suddenly starts purring much more than normal while showing any of these warning signs, it's always safest to contact your veterinarian as soon as possible. Pain isn't the only serious reason a cat may continue purring. In some of life's most emotional moments, purring can still be present, and its meaning becomes even more difficult to understand. Many people believe that if a cat purrs near the end of its life, it must mean they're peaceful. The truth is more complicated. Some cats do continue purring during their final days or hours. That doesn't necessarily mean they're comfortable, and it doesn't automatically mean they're suffering either. Just as we've seen throughout this video, purring can serve many different purposes. It may help a cat soothe themselves, seek comfort from someone they trust, or simply respond to gentle touch during a difficult moment. This is why veterinarians never use purring alone to judge a cat's condition. Instead, they look at breathing, body posture, appetite, responsiveness, hydration, and many other signs. If your elderly or seriously ill cat is purring while also refusing food, struggling to breathe, hiding constantly, or becoming unusually weak, don't rely on the purr as a sign that everything is okay. Seek veterinary advice immediately. Sometimes the greatest act of love isn't assuming what the purr means, it's making sure your cat gets the care they need. By now, you've probably realised that a cat's purr is far more than just a pleasant sound. It can mean comfort, trust, excitement, hunger, reassurance, or even a quiet request for help. The sound itself never tells the whole story. To truly understand your cat, you have to look beyond the purr and pay attention to everything around it. The next time your cat curls up beside you and starts purring, take a moment before assuming you know what it means. Look at their eyes, watch their ears and tail, notice how they're moving, where they are, and what just happened. A relaxed body, gentle slow blinks, and soft kneading often tell you your cat feels completely safe. But if that same purr comes with hiding, loss of appetite, limping, rapid breathing, or unusual behaviour, don't ignore it. Your cat may be depending on you to notice the signs they can't explain with words. One of the most beautiful things about living with a cat is that they communicate in whispers, not shouts. They don't tell you how they feel with long conversations. Instead, they speak through tiny moments: a slow blink, a gentle head bump, a brush against your leg, and that familiar, comforting rumble of a purr. The stronger your bond becomes, the easier it is to understand those quiet messages. Spend time with your cat every day. Play with them. Respect their boundaries. Learn their normal routines. The better you know what's normal for your cat, the faster you'll recognise when something isn't. Remember, not every purr means happiness, but every purr means something. And now, you have the knowledge to listen more carefully than ever before. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed cat care tips, fascinating feline behaviour, and practical advice to help your cat live a happier, healthier life. Now I'd love to hear from you. Has your cat ever purred in a way that surprised you, or behaved differently than usual while purring? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help another cat owner understand their feline friend a little better. Thanks for watching, and give your furry friend an extra cuddle from us. We'll see you in the next video.